Okay, hey guys. So I'm going to tell you about the 11-day jumpstart. Here's the cool thing. If you are under star, that means that you can get into it. The one thing that you have to get is you do have to get a Ningxia bundle because that is the main supplement that you are taking. So at the end of the day, I do think that the loyalty bundle is the cheapest way to get it because you're getting one of those bundles for free. But the point of doing the jump start is really like in simple terms, you are getting rid of inflammation. And the thing that I've learned about this is you are changing your diet. It's not really weird, but it's called paleo, which means that you're going to be eating clean food. So it's really like pretty much any of the meats that you want. You're eating vegetables, and you are cutting out the processed stuff like white sugar, white flour. Now, as someone that loves desserts for my entire life, I didn't know what I was going to think about it. I had done Weight Watchers in the past, all the things, but if you've done most diets, you know that you are hungry. You are not hungry on this at all. The thing that you're doing is you eat during an 8-hour period. Most people choose 12 to 8 because you don't want to be eating like all day long. You can eat anytime during that 8 hours. It's not as hard as you think. They have tons of recipes that they provide. The recipes are really good. I know that I have Sarah can chime in. There's people from my team on here that can chime in. The recipes are good. They are tried and true. They're not weird. They're just real food. And but then what you do is you do drink half of your body weight in water. That was hard for me to get adjusted. Thank goodness we have Vitality drops that I can put in my water. But here is the key. You can all eat like on a diet and probably lose some weight, right? But the key is the Ningxia Red. There are very specific times that we are drinking Ningxia Red. Like you have 4 ounces when you wake up in the morning, and then like at 2 o'clock, you're probably having another 2 ounces, and maybe it's 6 2. Um, it is an average of probably about 6 to 10 ounces of Ningxia Red. Now, for most of you, if you hear me talk, I always teach people it's a minimum of 6 ounces a day if you want your full nutrition. But the magic sauce is your Ningxia Red. While you are eating clean and you are taking Ningxia Red throughout the day, the Ningxia Red more or less goes and attaches to that cell that has the inflammation. You drink the water, and the water is going to flush it out. And I don't know anyone that has not lost inches in weight on this. For me, like I am very solid on 11 days. I do not cheat. I do not do any of that. Now, the other like 20 days of the month, I'm probably more like 80%, 20%. I'm good at where I eat, but occasionally I might go out to eat. I have maintained 15 pounds down since April. I have lost 8 inches overall. So if you are someone and you like to eat like I eat, you are not hungry. And it's really more or less just finding the recipes. And what I find is like, here's the recipe. Here's what I'm having for lunch. Here's what I'm having for dinner. I set my timer, like, so I know when I am drinking my Ningxia Red. The Ningxia Red is the magic sauce. And then it's cutting out the sugars. It's not as weird as you think. I have some all-time favorite recipes that maybe it's a tablespoon of sugar. I switch that out to coconut sugar. Maybe it's like a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. I switch that out to coconut aminos. You're just switching out some of your condiments, and it is crazy how full you feel, how easy it is once you kind of know what you're doing. But I have a lot of people that have been in the diabetic range. Their A1C scores are dropping. And then what it really is it is a separate group called the Good Life group. Star is able to get you added into that, but you do have to have your Ningxia Red. It isn't just something that you can just willy-nilly join. She has to be able to see that you have your Ningxia Red ordered. You need to have your Ningxia Red ordered every month to be in there. And the group is phenomenal because everyone is sharing recipes, everyone is talking. Some people are like, oh my gosh, I totally flubbed up and I had this at lunch, and everyone's like, that's okay, get back on track. The community is pretty phenomenal, and it is much more of a lifestyle. I don't know, Sarah, like, is there something like you want to add in, I know for me, where Sarah's like, oh my gosh, like she had this Twix bar she tried, and I'm like, and I like my desserts, because you can have desserts, but you're using like almond flour and coconut flour. You're not using white flour. But like when you can like share with people and talk to people, here's what you're doing, it is so much easier. But Ningxia Red is the all-time magic sauce. Like I have found, I would say at least 30% of the people in my group, which are like, I can't afford Ningxia, it's too expensive. If you can stick with it for 11 days and just try it, I think almost every single person understands why they want Ningxia Red. And all of a sudden, Ningxia Red is an important part of their life because of how they feel and what it is doing for them. And I mean, I have 4 inches off of my belly by doing this, and I am full. And I am eating, like, there are nights where sometimes I don't feel like I need dinner, because you can eat 2 servings or 3 servings. It isn't like I get a cup of this, I can only have this. You can eat. It's just you're eating real food and not junk food. Did I
So
summarize, Sarah? Anything else to add?
I put some of my favorite recipes for places to find recipes in the chat. These are not from the Good Life group. That you'll get the book that Kara is talking. Oh, mine's upstairs. You'll get the book that Kara is talking about that you can print off and have the recipes available to do the jump start. So if you're a planner and you like to plan things, the thing that I would say is make sure that you contact Star today so that you can get in the group before the 18th, so that you can print everything off and go shopping, so that you can actually start on the 18th with everybody. That helps keep you on track. Print out the recipes and have them available. Or if you don't like, if you're a little bit more savvy with your phone and you want something that is, I've got the recipes handy. There is an app called Paprika. It looks like a little paprika shaker. You can go to the app store of your chosen device and download it. Mine, it shows Paprika 3. It is a paid app, but it is so freaking easy to add all of your recipes in the app. They're always at the touch of your finger. And if you like to find recipes that are maybe part of a blog and they have all their like life story before you get the ingredients, you can completely eliminate that. So it's just, here's the recipe, here is the instructions. I don't have time for your life story right now. I literally need to make dinner in 30 minutes. Like that's usually how I cook, because it's like panic time. My husband's a little bit better than me. So I like to keep everything where the recipes are in your hands. You can touch them, and that makes it easier for you to stay on track. The other thing that we like to do is prep everything. So if you buy all your fruits and vegetables, soak them in the fruit and veggie wash, prep everything, get it all like ready to go, and then put it in the fridge so that it's in the front. Do not buy anything at the grocery store. I don't care if you have kids. Sorry, but I don't. Don't buy the Oreos. Don't buy the chips. Don't buy any of the other stuff. Tell your whole family, like, hey, I'm doing this. If you want those things, you need to get it yourself and eat it at school or outside of the house, because I want to stay focused for 11 days. It's just 11 days. Your family can live without an Oreo cookie for 11 days. And if they can't, I will tell them they can. Call me. I'll tell them for you. So don't buy anything that you don't want to eat, because one of the things that happens with this challenge is it reveals your relationship with food. And if you have some mind mess around food that you have maybe unconsciously just lived out for decades of your life, it will show up. And you'll be like, wow, I'm an emotional eater and I just didn't even know. For me, it's a bag of chips. Like the bag of just plain potato chips with just sea salt on it. Like that is my emotional eating food. Apparently, I did not realize how bad it was until I went on this challenge. You can't have white potatoes. And I was like, I don't know how people live like this. I need my chips. So it'll reveal those things, which was really good for me also to realize and just say, you know, we don't need to live our life emotionally eating chips when we're having a bad day. So it'll help you break those habits too, which is amazing. My tip with the water I get these 20-ounce canning jar glasses, and then you just drink 5 of these a day. And it's a lot easier for you to track your water if you have a container that you know is easy to math. Don't make it hard on yourself. Let's just make math easy for the 11 days. And then the other thing is make sure that you have both the Ningxia bottle and the packets in the fridge, because if you have a lunch date or something else that you're going to be doing and you're leaving the house, you want to be able to grab your packet, throw it in your purse, and have it with you so that you don't miss your time to have your Ningxia. You will sleep better. You will be more focused. You will just feel better when you're getting that much Ningxia in your body. There's something about flooding your entire system with all that nutrition that your body takes a break from a lot of the crazy that just seems to happen all the time. And if you are somebody who struggles to sleep at night, there's research around Ningxia actually helping you sleep better, because one of the things that we don't think about when we're making our meals or we're going through drive-throughs or we're going out to dinner is if you're not getting enough of the vitamins and minerals, especially in their pair form, throughout the day, your body, your cells are hungry. And one of the ways to survive that your body reacts to that starvation is it will keep you awake, and it will keep throwing things at you like, you're hungry, aren't you? What, have you been to the kitchen lately? Why don't you open a cupboard? Why don't you open the fridge? Why don't you start shoving things in your mouth? So when you're getting all that nutrition in your body, you're not going to be snacking because your body is not prompting you to go get things. Unless you have parasites, that's a totally different conversation. But anyway, so those are my tips. Make sure that you have everything, the recipes all in a place where you can access them. Make sure you prep with all the fruits and vegetables and everything. Get your fridge set up. Make sure that you have a way to easily track your water, and make sure that you're drinking your Ningxia, because it's actually going to be the catalyst that helps you to just be very successful with this. And you're absolutely going to love it. And then get a buddy. I think that's the other thing too, that you can get them in the Good Life group. Have another buddy, but if you can do it with somebody, I made my husband do it, and he was like, this is amazing. So we actually eat pretty clean for the most part, but not always. And sometimes we get a little lazy with being creative with stuff. So the recipes again that I shared with you, Cookie and Kate, she makes the most amazing vegan recipes. So if you're trying to avoid the starches and the sugars and the wheats and everything like that, eat vegan. It's really easy. And then Unbound Wellness, that's where I got the Twix recipe. She has the most like creative recipes. It's not exactly a Twix bar, but it's really darn close.
It's
Um,
close for healthy, right? It's there are stuff. I mean, and even the like I put in there too the paleo. I mean, I have a Pinterest board on it, but like even Sarah and I added like Sarah was at my house. I mean, it's crazy. We live in different states, but I do see Sarah often. Like I get to see her in 2 days, right? Um, I have a bottle of white Angelica downstairs in the kitchen. It is crazy when you want to eat, so keep that bottle of white Angelica in your kitchen too.
yeah, that was one of the things. I came over to Kara's house. She was eating this way. And then that was one of the things she said. She's like, I just feel like I need to eat. And I'm like, well, you are going through a stressful situation. Like this was months ago. I'm like, you're going through some stress right now. Put a stress oil on, like white Angelica. You use your oils. So we've got a lot of ways that you will very easily accomplish this. And it's only 11 days.
It's 11 days. It's worth it. Find a friend to do it with you. Like you guys take your link, share it with a friend, give them your link so they can get Ningxia Red. Not only will that pay for your order, they now get it. They're on your team. They get access to it. It's 11 days. You can do it. You will finally understand, if you do not understand the benefit of Ningxia Red, you will understand why everyone is drinking Ningxia Red by doing this.
I remember Gary Young always sharing, like, you know, that a good goal for people that were having wellness challenges in their life of any sort, for 8 ounces a day. And then, you know, always sharing about, like, you know, 2 ounces usually. Now I like my 2 ounces with water. Everyone's a little different. But if you can make it to that 8 ounce goal, it's really good. But we also, in the Ningxia Fit program, you know, we always say that the minimum is 2 to 4 ounces of Ningxia Red, but you're doing a lot of other supplements as well. We're just not focused just solely on Ningxia Red, although I personally do at least 4 ounces a day of Ningxia Red, if not more. I also do a nitro every day. There are different things that we do, but we wanted to look at all aspects of our wellness, which I think the Good Life program and the 11-day Jumpstart does a really good job of that, because also in that program, they want you exercising a half hour a day, which it also goes right along with the Ningxia Fit. One of the things that I love to encourage people to do is, you know, because we become so accustomed to doing so much work on our computers, is that Kathy Smith, if you remember Kathy Smith, and she spoke at one of the Young Living Beauty schools, and she was like my first like video fitness trainer that I had way back when in the 1980s. And she talks about that, how our sedentary lifestyle sets us up for fat storage. And so she's like, you need to get up and move every hour for 5 minutes. Do 5 minutes of exercise every hour that you're awake, because that keeps your body out of fat storage mode and into fat burning mode. So that's one thing I would encourage people to do as much as they can. Make sure you're getting that half hour of exercise a day, and make sure that you are getting up out of your chair every hour. If you're sitting, you know, if you have a job or you're working consistently at the computer, make sure you take that 5 minute break to get up, stretch, exercise, do something for 5 minutes that is not sitting at a desk. And then, so we're looking at like all aspects. So we started this whole Ningxia Fit program because, like you've seen in our team page over the years, we do a lot of like health and wellness challenges, and we're always about health and wellness. And I really love what's going on with the Good Life group and that whole program that's been created. And what I wanted to do is make sure that we were covering as a team, making sure to help people be a product of the product. So the whole Ningxia Fit group is kind of evolved. Our booklet's evolved. We're now calling it Unleash Your Ningxia Power. And again, it's, you know, based around Young Living, Ningxia Red, Wolfberries, Young Living's Wolfberry line of products, which we have a number of them that we'll share, screen share here. And also making sure that we're upping our fitness, and we're really looking at our diet and our lifestyle and creating how, you know, healthy lifestyle changes. And again, that goes right along with the Good Life group. And people in our team that have been doing the Ningxia Fit, also some of them are jumping back and forth between the Good Life and the Ningxia Fit program, which they really do go hand in hand. And we just go into a little bit more detail on some different options for people. And so I'm going to stop the screen share and pull up another, I'm going to do another screen share here, and we will share here. I'm going to go into the Ningxia Power PDF. Here we go. Okay, and I'll open that up all the way. Okay, so what we're going to look at here is just when you're looking at doing the Ningxia Fit program, what you need to know. So this is just little tidbits. Instead of like going through the whole book, we're looking at what's the nutrient content in Ningxia Red. My background, guys, is I'm a physical therapist, and years ago, when I was doing a lot of work in the nursing homes and the rehab agencies, there were dietitians that would take a look at our Ningxia Red, and we were doing like wound healing protocols with our clients. And they looked at the Ningxia Red profile, and they're like, this is the perfect nutrient profile to help heal wounds. And so we had a number of nursing homes in Minnesota that were using Ningxia Red as part of their protocol for wound healing, because dietitians needed to make sure that they were getting their proper nutrients to their wound patient, their wound client, in order to heal a wound. So when you think about the dietary aspects and having a dietitian look at the nutritional profile of Ningxia Red, and they're like, hey, this is the perfect nutrition to help heal a wound, it makes sense that it should be something that we incorporate into our daily diet, right? So then until we started doing some digging, we didn't realize how many products actually Young Living has that have Wolfberry in them. And so what we'd like people to do is, yes, focus on Ningxia Red as your core, but then add 3 other Wolfberry products to that. So there's Amino Wise, Balance Complete. You could choose chocolate coated Wolfberry crisp bars as your healthy snack. Immu Pro, we have the Kid Sense Mighty Pro. I'm a big advocate as you're working, if like your goal is weight loss, if your goal is weight releasing, as I think Kara would say is a better word, releasing weight, releasing pounds, I would highly recommend our Kid Sense Mighty Pro as well as our Life 9 probiotic, and anything that's going to help your body with your gut biome, because we know that gut biome will, like Kara and Sarah talk about, and Sarah's talking about like the brain signaling. When your brain is stressed, your gut will be stressed. Your gut can be signaling your brain to take in and consume foods that are maybe quote soothing, but it's your gut biome that's out of balance, that's signaling that vagus nerve to cause your body to crave things. And so we want to start curbing those cravings. And when we look at a lot of programs that are advertised on the television, all of them are working on addressing the gut biome. And we have great products in Young Living to address the gut biome. So I can't say enough good things about Mighty Pro. And that is my little sweet treat every day. Love it. In fact, I need to buy more because I'm like, oh my gosh, all our family, we're just down to like 2 bags. That's not enough. So when we look at so many different products, we're looking at Nitro, again, Ningxia Red, Zing. There's so many different options, Power Meal, Sleek. So all of these things we look at, Sulfurzyme, our dried wolfberries. So we have a number of products here that actually contain wolfberry. So it's pretty fun. And then you go on to other products that you can complement. So what our goal is to complement with 2 other Young Living products. So you'd be consuming daily, ideally 6 different products from Young Living. Now, I highly recommend Juvatone. Why? Because it supports healthy liver function. Just like I love Sulfurzyme, because Sulfurzyme is good for your skin, it's good for your joints, it's good for your digestive tract, it's good for normal liver function. So Sulfurzyme, also the MSM, the organic form of sulfur, helps in the digestion of carbohydrates. So there's so many good things that we have in here. And this again is just a quick overview, and all this is available on the Ningxia Fit page. So here's some other supplements that we recommend, like longevity. There's mineral essence, Parafree, just like Sarah was talking about. If you're having a lot of cravings and you're working on your gut biome, and working on your gut biome does help with parasites. However, you might need to do a spring and a fall cleaning, not just externally, but internally. And just like our pets, a lot of times, right, we're taking them to the vet to help clear parasites that our pet picks up. Well, if you're walking around barefooted, if you're working in your garden, I managed to pick up parasites gardening in Florida. So there's lots of ways that we can pick up parasites. Do you have a pet? Does your pet ever lick you in the face? Do you ever kiss your pet? I mean, those are great ways to pick up parasites from your pets, guys. Like I've had a lot of friends that let their pets kiss them, and I love kissing pets too. And that's a great way to pick up parasites from our pets. So we share lots of things that we may not know we're sharing, right? B vitamins are so important. Sarah, you talk a lot about that whole mood aspect. I would not be somebody that could hop on a Zoom call without Super B. Because like I really need it for my mood. I need it for my energy, right? So there's lots of things that we need for our B vitamins. There's so many good products that we have in Young Living. So it's really about pick at least your 6. Like the minimum goal is 6. Now, ideally, great. If you can drink more Ningxia Red, you can do that Jumpstart program. It's in your budget. You have it on hand. That's perfect. You know, minimum get up to that 6 to 8 ounces of Ningxia Red. That's even better. But at least, in my opinion, be at least doing the 4 ounces if you're doing many other things that are good for you to reduce that inflammation. So these are fun things that we're sharing today and talking about here. Now I have one little cheat sheet, and this might be really good for those also doing the Good Life program. So we came up with a really good little cheat sheet. Here we go. Oops. Okay. So I'm going to minimize that. Make sure to screen share that again. So we're going to screen share again, and I'm going to grab that cheat sheet. So this is very helpful to me. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one. Sorry. Okay, here we go. So this handout has been very helpful, because one of the things that I've been studying a lot about is fermented foods. And I can't remember in the Good Life group, Sarah and Kara, if they're mentioning much about fermented foods, but I've been doing some reading up, and I just actually went through a long call in the last couple of weeks with my sponsor in Young Living, and we're talking about how historically, and when we're younger, when we have food in our lower gut will send out a hormone that signals the brain that we shouldn't be hungry. But as we get older and as we adopt less, what do you want to say, desirable eating habits, we may lose that ability for the lower gut to send that hormone to the brain that tells our body that we're no longer hungry. But what we're finding some evidence of is that fermented foods in small portions have microbes in them that may help the lower gut be able to maintain that ability to signal the brain that once there's food in that lower digestive tract, that you're really not hungry. And so that's part of the issue with aging, with not drinking enough water, is that we can lose the signal that tells our brain that we're actually not hungry. We also tend to lose the signal about thirst. So that's why it's so important in the Good Life program and in the Ningxia Fit program that you're drinking enough water. So we came up with a 31 day cheat sheet for you to help, like, did I drink enough water today? So if you're, say, 200 pounds, that would be drinking 100 ounces of water daily, intake of water, in order to actually help your body burn fat and reduce inflammation. So that's really important, water intake. And again, when we're thirsty, that we can, as we age, we can lose that signal and actually then go to food. And how many of us have been guilty of that? We're actually thirsty and then we eat food, but our body's probably actually thirsty. So one of the things that we can do when we're hungry is consume water, and try that and see if that's satisfying to your body. Now, I personally love apple cider vinegar as my fermented food. And when I do that, what tests well for me is 2 tablespoons twice a day of the raw organic apple cider vinegar. And guys, I will tell you, it's a huge difference in how much food I crave in a day when I do that. Now, I can drink it straight. I was raised on the raw organic apple cider vinegar. And one of the things that, that's important about both of these programs is look at, how did your dietary styles change? How did your exercise levels change? And gradually work to get back to those better dietary choices and work to get back at those better fitness and exercise choices. So those are things that I think about. So I really love learning about the fermented food aspect, because I'm all about maintaining a healthy gut biome. So there's even new research coming out about oral biome. And there's actually new products that are out there on the market that actually help to support a good oral biome. So it's really interesting how we're learning about a healthy biome. And then the healthy eating, in our book, that those that have completed the latest, we're getting ready for our first print run. There's more information on different healthy eating habits, but we have a lot of that information also in the Ningxia Fit in the files tab. And again, setting your goals. What are your goals? So for myself, with doing the 90-day challenge, and my one hiccup is traveling. And I don't know about you guys, but when you have to travel, that can throw the schedule off. But I've been able to maintain keeping 5 pounds off, and I've lost an inch all over. So I've lost an inch in my arms, an inch in my waist, an inch in my hips, and an inch in my thighs. And for me, I'm that person that gains weight all over. So everybody tends to gain weight differently. I tend to gain it all over. So for me, I'm excited about that. While the numbers, I would love to see 10 more. I'm choosing to see releasing 10 more pounds. But what I'm excited about is the inch reduction, like Kara talks about. Like, it's exciting to be able to keep those inches off and feel more comfortable in your clothing. For me, it's like, I just want to feel comfortable and good in my clothing, right? I don't want to have to go shopping and go buy a whole new wardrobe. So this little cheat sheet's helpful. You can choose to do the weigh-in. You can choose to do the measurements. Those are all options, but our goal is upping our wellness.